Good morning, world. It is 10:23 in the morning. You guys are watching my video right now as I speak. You guys are probably, I don't know, finishing part two right now of my video. I haven't That's a sick video. Yeah, I'll make a good 1 hour video, guys, and I'm gonna watch it, or I might go to bed, or I might watch it, and then I'll go to bed around 12 o'clock, 12:30. I'll sleep till 8, 9 o'clock. Work on my book, obviously, and I'll probably make another video tomorrow morning. And I'm gonna be looking forward to that day of the Last of Us Part One remastered on PS5. Rabbi's gonna be covering that on his channel. So all you guys worldwide who love watching games or who want to watch games, September 1st around there, September 2nd, Rabbi will be doing his Last of Us remastered walkthrough on PS5. He's also going to be doing Resident Evil 4 remastered. He played the whole game. He played most of Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 on his channel. The remake, the remastered version, and he's gonna also do the same thing with Resident Evil 4 and Last of Us Part One. Last of Us Part One. I don't know if we'll do the whole game, but he's gonna cover a good like 10, probably a good 7, 8, 9, 10 parts of the game. You're gonna get the Last of Us experience in PS5, whereas the game that he played back in 2013 was PS3. You know what I'm saying? It was PS3. Samsara. It was PS3, and now they made the remastered PS5 version of the game. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, they made the remastered PS5 version of the game. So for those of you guys who are excited to play watch The Last of Us Part One, I recommend you check out Rabbi's channel, or you can check out other channels if you want. But I know no walkthrough is like Rabrad. Rabrad is the king of walkthroughs, of game walkthroughs. There's no one on YouTube who's better than him. He's the best. He's the best guy. He's the guy. Want to watch a YouTube walkthrough for a game? You watch Rabrad. He's the guy. He's the king of YouTube walkthroughs. Everyone will know, yeah, Rabad's the king of YouTube walkthroughs. No game has the same experience like watching his game. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? There's other YouTubes out there who do got walkthroughs, but like they're not as good as Rabrad. You know what I'm saying? Right? But like Rabrad is much bigger than them. He has like 13 million followers. Whereas those guys have like 100, 200, 500,000, 50,000 followers. They're not as good as Rabrad. Rabrad is the guy. That's why I'm excited for September 1st. Rabrad will probably play Last of Us Part 1 on August 31st, September 1st, or September 2nd, around there. Because I remember I saw the trailer of Last of Us Part 1. It says will be coming out September 2nd. Rabrad usually does games like a couple days earlier, a day or two before the actual release, because he gets like early copies of the game, and he ends up playing the game usually like a day earlier. You know what I'm saying? He plays the game like a day earlier. And I get my check. I get my check in like 2.5 days from now. I waited 4 days so far. I get it 3.5, 4 days. I get my check on the 31st or the 30th. I get my check so I can get my nice beer, my smokes. I can get my nice pizza. I might get some Pizza Hut, or I might get some slices of pizza at Bob's Pizza. Yeah, some there. Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm really excited for that Last of Us remastered walkthrough. That's gonna be sick on PS5 on Rabbi's channel. That's gonna be amazing. And yeah, obviously, that's something amazing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Rings of Power is coming up September 2nd too. That's next Friday, I believe. Today's the 28th. The 20. Today's the 28th, right? Yeah, today's the 28th. Monday's the 29th. Tuesday is the 30th. Wednesday is the 31st. Yes, Friday is the 2nd. The Rings of Power is coming out this Friday. This Friday coming up, it comes out. Because today is Sunday. Sunday is the first day of the week, right? This Friday, Rings of Power will be released on Amazon Prime. So I recommend you check it out. Lord of the Rings of Power. They're making a show pretty much. I hope it's good. You think it'll be the next Game of Thrones, Ivan? Probably not, but I think it'll be a pretty good show. It'll be a sleeper hit maybe. But who knows? Amazon might prove me wrong. Will Time might be the next big thing. It might be the next Game of Thrones. You never know, right? If it is the next Game of Thrones and it's popular, then congrats to the showrunners. But something tells me it will not be the next game. Something tells me it will be a pretty good show. Maybe a sleeper hit, but it won't be like a huge hit like Game of Thrones. But it might be a huge hit. You never know. It might average a good like 7, 8, 9, 10 million viewers per episode. Like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was averaging like 7, 8, 5, 10 million viewers. It was very, very popular show, Game of Thrones. That's what I'm saying. Very, very popular show. In a good, like, in a couple minutes from now, I'm going to get my coffee upstairs. I made some more coffee. Oh, you didn't sleep yet? No, I didn't sleep yet. I rested for a good, like, 20 minutes. And then when my step family left the church, I got the internet and I reconnected. That way you guys can watch my videos, obviously. You guys are currently watching my video right now. You're probably finishing up my video right now around there, right? Yeah. You're looking at an amazing video for that while you guys are watching this, yeah. I'll only make like a 30-minute to 1 hour video, guys. I'm tired. I'll upload it. I might make maybe a quick 30-minute video now, or I might talk for an hour. Make a nice 45-minute video. I'll upload it. I might watch it, and I'll go to bed around 12:30 and wake up around 7, 8, 9 o'clock. Work on my book, and I'll make a video in the morning. Tomorrow morning, Monday morning, I'll make another video. I'm saying? Monday morning, I'll make another video. Obviously. I just watched Radbrad and I watched Neotus. He talked about Rian Johnson's. He pretty much there's an article that came out about Rian Johnson's feelings towards the fans hating on him because they didn't like Last Jedi. You know what I'm saying? And Neotus talks about Rian Johnson's reaction. Obviously, Ivan, do you blame the fans for being? Do you blame the fans for being angry? No, I don't blame the Star Wars fans being angry, but I think some of the fans went a bit too far with Rian Johnson. As Rian Johnson, I heard, got death threats. The moment you give him death threats, you're pushing it, and they went a bit overboard. But I don't blame the fans for being angry though, because like Neotus said, like the Luke that what. The hermit Luke that Rian Johnson created for Last Jedi was a really, really bad idea as what, like, Star Wars is dear to loyal fans, man. And you have this Luke in the originals who's a badass. He tries to redeem his father, and then all of a sudden Last Jedi he's a hermit. He's defeated. He's you know what I'm saying, he's defeated. He's depressed. He's a hermit. He wants to burn the Jedi texts. He tries to kill his own nephew. You know what I'm saying? Like the Luke in the originals would never do that. He would try to bring Kylo Ren back to the light, obviously. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to train Rey. You think I'm just gonna walk with my lightsaber and fight the whole order? Yes, that's what a Jedi's supposed to do. You're a fucking Jedi, obviously. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Obviously, yes, I don't blame the fans for being really pissed off at Rian Johnson. Because he what? He created a fucking like contradictory Luke, man. A Luke that goes against George Lucas' original Luke. You know what I'm saying? You can hate on the prequels all you want. At least the prequels had a cohesive story, man. Whereas the sequels were convoluted mess, man. J.J. Abrams even said, "Yeah, we had no plan. Hence why the whole thing was a mess, man." The only movie that was not that messy was the first one. Like, at least Force Awakens had a story. You built up the character of Rey, you built up the character of Finn, you know what I'm saying? And Han Solo dies, obviously, but what? Force Awakens is a little bit like a copy of A New Hope. So I'm saying it's kind of like a copy of A New Hope. Whereas The Last Jedi is what changed everything. And Rise of Skywalker was even worse than Last Jedi. I know some people like Rise of Skywalker better than Last Jedi, but Last Jedi was better than Rise of Skywalker. Rise of Skywalker was a mess, man. It was a messy story. Very, very messy. Yeah, Ivan, it was a fucked up mess. Yeah, it was a mess. No story, no plot. The whole thing was all over the place. Yeah. Good spectacle, obviously. Amazing technology, but the story was terrible, I'm saying. It wasn't because, it's not because J.J. Abrams and Ryan Johnson are not talented. No, it's because I think J.J. Abrams and Ryan Johnson just weren't cut out for Star Wars. They weren't good for Star Wars. They should have hired guys like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni to do the work, man. Ivan, what would you have done if you were Kathy Kennedy? If I were Kathy Kennedy, I would have hired Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni to what? I would have hired them to co-write it or consult. I would have had George Lucas consult for the 3 movies, plan out the three stories. And I would have Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni and all those guys write the script. I'd also have George help consult with the script. That way you would have got a better movie. And I would have planned the three fucking movies. I wouldn't wing it for every fucking movie. No. Okay? This is what J.J. Abrams did. J.J. Abrams pretty much is, okay, I'm gonna write Force Awakens, Ryan, and you can do whatever you want. I'll give you the keys. You can do whatever you want. I don't care if it contradicts my first movie. Do whatever you want to do, Ryan Johnson. I'm saying write whatever movie you want to make. No. You need to get together. J.J. Abrams should have called Ryan Johnson. Okay, Ryan Johnson, this is what happens in Force Awakens. You know what I'm saying? I want some consistency, you know what I'm saying? I want Finn and Rey to I want to have more build up with Finn and Rey, with a romance story with Poe. You know what I'm saying? I want Luke to be to be the Luke in the originals, not a hermit Luke. Trust me, Ryan. Don't do this. Have Luke be the Luke in the originals, not George created. Don't have him be a hermit. It's gonna split the fan base. But because J.J. Abrams gave Ryan Johnson the keys and Kathleen Kennedy gave him the keys, they let him do whatever. They gave him the full freedom, the full power. He did whatever because he did that. He ended up what? He ended up writing a story totally contradictory to the original story. You're saying there's a lot. Yeah, there are a lot of contradictions with Last Jedi and Force Awakens. A lot of contradictions. You have Rose, so you build a character. Finn. When you watch Force Awakens, it's very clear that Finn and Rey have a connection. You see what I'm saying? Finn pretty much loves Rey, right? They have a connection, obviously. And in Last Jedi, he goes on this side quest with Rose to find the Codebreaker, obviously. And the Codebreaker betrays him, obviously, so it's pretty much a meaningless side quest. And then what? In the end, Rose kisses Finn, which undermines the build-up of the first movie when Finn and Rey meet. And they have a connection, obviously. You know what I'm saying? And because the second movie, because Rose kissed Finn in the second one, and the third one, J.J. Abrams, okay, let's just have Finn forget that anything happened with him and with Rose and Rose. And he just pats her on the The reason why J.J. Abrams did that because that wasn't his vision. He gave Ryan Johnson the full keys. Hence why you have to change a lot of things. Yeah. Okay, I didn't want Finn and Rose to have a romance story, so let's just have fucking what John Boyega just pat her on the shoulder like nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? Let's have Rey kiss Kylo Ren instead. The whole thing's a mess, man. Oh my god. Yeah, so you're gonna have Rey kiss a fucking a monster, a murderer who murdered her fucking friend, like Han Solo. Like Kylo Ren is a monster, man. He murdered his own father, man. Like you murder a snake in the second one, the third one you have her fucking kiss Kylo Ren when you can easily have her kiss fucking Finn instead. I don't know. It's the end of the movie and Rey kisses Finn in the end. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, man. And they fucking have him. You have him kiss. You have him kiss what? You have him kiss fucking Kylo Ren. Yeah, man. You have Rey kiss Kylo Ren. It's fucked up, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know, if I choose to hire Jon Favreau, I'm going to ask Jon Favreau, hey, John, who do you think, hey, John, if I hire Ryan Johnson, will you work well with him? I don't know if I can work well with Ryan Johnson, man, Ivan. You know what I'm saying? I did not like I heard Jon Favreau he did not like Ryan Johnson's Last Jedi. You know, Ivan, I can't stand Last Jedi, man. It really, really pissed me off. You know what I'm saying? Like Ryan Johnson, Ryan Johnson, J. Abrams, those guys kind of ruined George Lucas' legacy. Yeah, it boggles my mind to this day, man. How like Disney, man. You buy fucking Star Wars for $4 billion and you don't even plan your three fucking movies, man. Like it's fucking like I have no experience in the entertainment industry. It's script writing 101. If you write a fucking movie, you have to plan the three movies, man. You don't fucking write one script and then just hand the keys out to another director without having no plan. Otherwise, if you do that, you're gonna get your story can be a mess, and you can get something messy happening like the sequels. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'll ask. No, I'm saying, yeah. I'm gonna ask John. John, would you work well with J.J. Abrams or Ryan Johnson? No, Ivan. I don't think those are the right part. I want to work with Dave. I don't want to work with Ryan Johnson, and what? I don't want to work with Ryan Johnson, J. Abrams. Those guys they ruined George Lucas' legacy, man. They did. They fucking did, man. Ivan, what do you think is the biggest, the big bad in the originals, the big bad in the sequels, sorry. The big bad in the sequels is bringing what? Bringing Palpatine back, man. That's a big fuck you in the face of George Lucas, man. I don't mean to be rude, but it really is, man. Because Anakin destroyed the Emperor in what? The what? He destroyed Sidious in Return of the Jedi. He brought balance back to the Force, and then you bring him back in the fucking what? In the fucking what? You bring him back in the what? You bring Palpatine back in the in as a clone in Rise of Skywalker, which undermines Anakin's legacy. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Anakin did not really bring balance to the Force, which undermines George Lucas's trilogy. Obviously, that's the story of It's because at the end of the day, Star Wars is Anakin's story, pretty much, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Luke and all them are major characters, but it's ultimately Anakin's story. And Anakin, it's a tragedy of a story. A young innocent kid in Tatooine becomes a Jedi. He turns to the dark side for love to save his wife, and he brings balance to the Force. He comes back to the light. He destroys the Sith Emperor, obviously, and he brings balance to the Force. And what does J.J. Abrams do? He brings fucking Palpatine back, which undermines the question. What? Which undermines the question. What? Which undermines the question. Which undermines the question. What? Did Anakin really bring balance to the Force or not? According to J.J. Abrams, Rey was the one who brought balance to the Force, pretty much, right? Because she destroyed Palpatine. It wasn't Anakin. Rey is the one who ultimately brought balance to the Force, not Anakin, because Palpatine was always alive as a clone, right? And he did not bring balance to the Force. Well, he did, Ivan, but he came back. No, man. It's either he did or he didn't, man. Like if for what? To bring balance, you have to destroy the Sith Emperor. See what I'm saying? And Anakin did not really destroy the Sith Emperor. It was Rey who did. So Rey is the one who brought balance to the Force. It wasn't Anakin. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't Anakin. See what I'm saying? It wasn't Anakin. It was Rey. I understand J.J. Abrams' point. I wanted to have a final showdown with her, and you could have easily had a final showdown with her and another Jedi, not Palpatine. You could have had another Jedi in the movie, not Palpatine. Yeah, but Palpatine's the strongest Sith. You could have had Rey. You could have had Rey what? Rey fight another Sith Jedi. You see what I'm saying? You could have had an epic battle with her and Kylo Ren instead of her and fucking Palpatine. You have an epic battle with her and Kylo Ren in the end. And I don't know, she brings Kylo Ren to the light side instead of having Palpatine be the villain and have Kylo Ren die in the end and have her kiss him. You know what I'm saying? Ivan, what were you doing? I probably would have had for the third movie. I probably would have had what? I probably would have had a crazy war with Finn and all those guys versus the First Order, obviously, and I would have had an epic lightsaber duel with Rey and Kylo Ren. Either Kylo Ren comes back to the light or he doesn't, and Rey kills him. Well, I would have done that instead of having bring Palpatine back and have that I am all the Jedi stuff. No, like you could have easily had an epic battle with her and Kylo Ren. Yeah, Kylo Ren seems a bit too smart. Let's bring back Palpatine. Yeah, I know why he did that because Palpatine is a great villain to end off the trilogy. But because J.J. Abrams did that, he created plot holes and inconsistencies in George Lucas' original series. Because I guarantee George did not like the sequels. There's a reason why he didn't show up to the fucking premieres. I heard I heard George only showed up to the first movie premiere, and I heard he thought it was it's too much of a copy of A New Hope. That's what George Lucas said. Yeah, but at least Rise of Skywalker had a pretty consistent story. In my opinion, it's the best of the three movies. I'm sorry, The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens had a more consistent story, but it was very much a copy of A New Hope. But at least Force Awakens, you had some good story in there. You had Finn, the stormtrooper, obviously. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't. You know what I'm saying? He's convicted when Kylo Ren orders all the stormtroopers to kill all the people, and he decides not to kill them, obviously. And he meets Rey, and they have a connection, and you know what I'm saying? You have some build up in Force Awakens. When Last Jedi is what changed everything. You see what I'm saying? Ivan, what's the worst of three movies? The worst of three movies is Rise of Skywalker. Most people think Last Jedi is the worst, but Last Jedi is better than the Rise of Skywalker. Like, Rise of Skywalker was an absolute mess, man. The writing wasn't great, and it was a mess. Whereas Last Jedi what? Last Jedi wasn't as messy as what? As Rise of Skywalker. Last Jedi has the most beautiful cinematography. It has the best writing, obviously, but the character of Luke was obviously bad, obviously. You see what I'm saying? And I'm gonna keep saying this. Even though Rian Johnson was not good for Star Wars, he's a talented writer. He's just not good for Star Wars. I know he disagrees with me. All right, I'm good for Star Wars. Look, man, like you split the fan base, man. You made a lot of fans angry, Ryan. You know what I'm saying? Don't hate me. You know what I'm saying? Like what you did with the character of Luke, Ryan, was a very, very bad idea. You should never have had Luke be a hermit in the island and have him like be defeated, and then he doesn't want to train Rey. He wants to burn the Jedi text. Like, no, man. That's not the same Luke that George Lucas created in the originals. See what I'm saying? And J.J. Abrams should never have should have planned out the three movies. Okay, while I'm writing The Force Awakens, I'm gonna talk to Rian Johnson, and we're gonna plan the second movie and make sure that the scripts are consistent with my movie. Don't just give Ryan the keys, and you can do whatever you want, Ryan, and have his story contradict your story. Like the relationship with Finn and Rey, that's all absolute in the second one, as Rose and Finn go on a side quest, and Rose ends up kissing Finn when J.J. Abrams built up the character of Rey and Finn, and then by the third movie, the connection with Rey and Finn is pretty much lost, and then you have Kylo Ren, you have Rey kissing the monster Kylo Ren, because Kylo Ren's a fucking monster. The guy fucking murdered, man, like their fucking friend. He murdered his own father, man. Yeah, man. He murdered his own father, like Rey, like you're gonna kiss Kylo Ren. He just murdered like your fucking friend, his own father. Yeah, man, he's a monster, and you have her kiss Kylo Ren. It's fucked up, man. Yeah, man. But I don't know who I'm gonna hire. I might perhaps hire J.J. Chances are I'm gonna hire Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni over those guys. But we'll see what happens, obviously. I guarantee Jon Favreau, Ivan, I want to work with Dave. If you hire me, I only want to work with Dave Filoni. He might tell me that. Yeah, I don't want to work with any of those guys, Ivan. I'll click the best with Dave. Dave and us are friends. We're pretty good friends. We had some beers together. We're good friends, Ivan. We're the boss of the fucking Mandalorian shows. I only want to work with Dave Filoni. Okay, fine. I'll hire Dave Filoni. And I hire Dave Filoni, and I grab those two guys from Hollywood. Yeah. But I might perhaps hire Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams. You never know. But I think Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are better than those guys. But I don't know, not necessarily. Rian Johnson's talented. Rian Johnson will have a lot of good ideas for my zane, so he would help me out a lot. Because the guy is a gifted writer. He's very talented, obviously. He's just not good for Star Wars. I don't think Rian Johnson understands Star Wars that much. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams understand Star Wars that much. Hence why the sequels weren't great. They didn't plan. The reason why it wasn't great because they didn't plan it out, man. They winged it, man. They winged it for the three movies. They just do whatever you want, Ryan. You can tell whatever story you want. I don't care if you have Luke be a hermit and you have Rose and Finn go on this side quest and Rose kisses Finn. It ruins the momentum that you had with Finn and Rey in the first one. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do whatever you want, Ryan. And all of a sudden, for the third one, J.J. Abrams did his best to try and fix Last Jedi, but he couldn't. It was too messy. Yeah, it's too messy. I can't fix this. Yes. You can tell J.J. Abrams did his best to try and fix fix last year, but he couldn't because it was so messy, man. That's why he had Luke like never ever throw a lightsaber. You know what I'm saying? Because I guarantee J. Ames didn't intend for Ryan Johnson to do that for the screenplay, having just Luke just throw his lightsaber like that. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You see what I'm saying, guys? Yeah, I was just saying, yeah. Obviously, right? Yeah, guaranteed. Jon Favreau will tell me, Ivan, if you hire me, I only want to work with Dave. I don't want to work with anyone else. I'm going to click the best with Dave Filoni. I don't want to work with J.J. Abrams and Ryan Johnson and Zack Snyder and all them. I want to work with Dave Filoni. I might perhaps choose Jon Favreau and Zack Snyder, perhaps, or James Gunn instead of Dave Filoni. You never know. I might choose those guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to pay Jon Favreau $34 million signing bonus, and 6.8 million US salary, 3.5 million US salary, and $250,000 post-moving bonus, $250,000 royalty check for the releases, $2,000 gift card, $300 gas card, $20,000 worth of $10,000 worth of commercial money for Jon Favreau, and I'll give him 0.2% of the profits. If the movie does $176 billion or less, he'll make his $100 million, and if it does more, he gets 0.1. He'll still make his $80, $90, $100 million in royalties. And Jon Favreau signed his massive, like $130, $40, $56 million deal for my movie Zayn. It's a good deal. He's gonna walk away like a nice like $90 million, $80 million check in his bank. Yeah, it's a nice payday for Jon Favreau. And they've only I'll pay him 15, 2.1, 250K post-moving bonus. I'll give him 0.1. Movie does $176 billion or less. If it does more, I give him 0.07. He'll still make his $40 million in royalties. $50 million in royalties. Good paycheck for Dave. Dave signed his nice, like, I don't know. He signed like a $65, $70 million deal with Dave Filoni. Then he'll walk away with like a $35 million check in his bank. Yeah, fucking rich contract, obviously. So there. Yeah. I'm going to tell, once I start the process, hence why I'm going to plan everything with VJ, man. With my 3 volumes of Zayn. That way I don't have something messy happening like The Hobbit and then the sequels. The Star Wars sequels. Like VJ, if we don't plan this beforehand with Peter Jackson and all them, Peter Jackson does not take his notes, and yeah, you have Peter Jackson wing it. You have something messy happening like the Star Wars sequels. You know what I'm saying? I learned the lesson from watching that interview that J.J. Abrams did. Yeah, there was no plan. Oh yeah, no wonder your fucking sequels were a mess because you didn't plan. You buy fucking Star Wars, the Star Wars brand for $4 billion on George Lucas, and you fucking you disrespect the man, and you ruin his fucking legacy, man. That's what really pisses me off. Yeah, I don't care. We're gonna buy Star Wars for $4 billion. Like you bought it, you took $4 billion of your money, and you bought it off George Lucas, and George Lucas trusted you guys. I'm talking to you, Disney, into what? To honor his legacy, and you fucking destroyed his legacy, man. You destroyed the man's legacy. As the Star Wars sequels were a mess, man. They were bad movies. They weren't great. They weren't terrible, but they weren't great movies, man. They were pretty bad movies. You see what I'm saying? And that's what really pisses me off, man. Like Disney bought Star Wars from George Lucas, and they destroyed the man's legacy, man. Yeah, man. I guarantee George Lucas regrets selling his company. Fuck, man. I should never have sold my company to Disney, man. You know what I'm saying? Ugh, like, they fucking ruined my legacy. Yeah, they didn't ruin his legacy, as the sequels and prequels will still live on, obviously. But man, the sequels are a part of are a continuation of his trilogies. It's part of his trilogies, and they ruined it. They ruined the story, man. Yeah, man. See what I'm saying? But I told you, even though the Star Wars sequels were massive, doesn't mean Ryan Johnson and James are not talented. No, they're talented people. Especially Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson's a very talented man. He's a gifted writer. He's very, very talented. He just wasn't good for Star Wars. As I heard, his Knives Out movies were really, really good. And he wrote it, directed, and produced that. And the movie was so good that Netflix, he signed like a massive like $500 million deal with Netflix. I don't know if it's full salary. Chances are it has to do with perks. Some of it's a salary. Some of it's a budget of the movie. Because I went online, it still says Ryan Johnson's worth $25 million. So my guess is some of his $500 million deal has some of its salary, some of its perks, some of it's the budget for the movie, probably something like that. Ryan Johnson's salary, Ryan Johnson's contract, and that's how you know Ryan Johnson's talented. The fact that he signed that massive deal with Netflix. That's how you know Rian Johnson's a talented writer, obviously. Whereas J.J. Abrams, I'm shocked that Warner Bros. Offered him $250 million. They overpaid him. He signed like a $255 million. They overpaid him, and they overpaid Rian Johnson too. Rian Johnson's not worth $500 million. Hollywood's just stupid. They overpay all these people because they're fucking stupid people, man. Like, Rian Johnson's not worth $500 million for a fucking deal. You know what I'm saying? He's worth maybe $80, $70 million for a deal, but not fucking $500 because Hollywood's fucking stupid. It blows my mind how much they pay all these people, man. Yeah. Obviously. Yeah, I guarantee Jon Favreau will tell me, Ivan, I don't want to work with Jon Favreau. I don't want to work with Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams, Ivan. I just want to work with what? I just want to work with what? I just want to work with what? With Dave Filoni. Me and Dave Filoni are tight, man. We were pretty good friends. I had a lot of beers with him. We're the boss of the Mandalorian, of the Star Wars shows. You know, I want to work with Dave. Dave's talented. I even hire him. I want to work with him. Okay, I'll hire Dave. And I give Dave a call. He's all happy, join for joy, and they fly to my office and they sign their master contracts. Yeah. Obviously. They signed their master contracts. Yeah, man. I think I'm going to end the video here, guys. Yeah. Obviously. Yeah, I thought it'd be cool to talk about I just finished watching Neotooth. He talked about Rian Johnson's thoughts about the fans hating on his Last Jedi movie. And that's why I thought it'd be cool to talk about this Star Wars topic. Now, even though Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams are talented, they were not good for Star Wars. That's what I'm saying. Rian Johnson is talented. He's good for Knives Out and other movies, but he just wasn't good for Star Wars. As the fact that he split the fan base, that's how you know he wasn't good for Star Wars. And J.J. Abrams wasn't good for Star Wars either. They should have hired guys like Jon Favreau and Filoni to co-write those scripts, man. You would have had a better movie. You know how Mandalorian's top notch is true Star Wars? Whereas the originals the sequels doesn't feel like real Star Wars. Yeah. You see a huge difference when you watch Boba Fett and Mandalorian. You compare it to fucking what? You compare it to fucking what? You compare it to fucking the Star Wars sequels. You see a huge difference. Yeah, the Mandalorian show and Boba Fett and Obi-Wan, that's real Star Wars. Whereas the sequels doesn't really feel like, it feels different. It doesn't feel really like Star Wars. It feels a little different because it was, the whole thing is messy. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, this is it for this. I haven't talked for another 30 minutes. No, guys, I'm tired. I'm only going to make a quick 30-minute video. I'll upload it. I'll watch my video and I will go to bed and sleep. And I'll work on my book and I'll make another video tomorrow, guys. I promise. Tomorrow morning, I will make another video. Around 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'll make another video. If the internet cord's here, I'll upload it. If it's not, you're going to have to wait a couple hours, like you did today, obviously. Anyways, this is it for Ivan Lemaire. I'm signing out. Peace.